leg kick. He's tried to cut down on it to limit the good jumps by base runners, but that's something that makes it hard on Todd Hundley, who's had his own shares of problems throwing the ball in the last couple of years after that elbow surgery 2 years ago.
Barris back with relative ease. Uh-oh, they got him picked off. He just froze that time. And Brown makes the tag, and Barris is out. He just absolutely froze. 1-3-6-1 on the put-up.
Just a snap throw before he even came set in his stretch. That was one Kilvia wasn't expecting, and he got caught napping.
Fastball inside, 2 balls and a strike. Three and 1 the count. The other baseball, Minnesota leads the Yankees 2-0 in the bottom of the third at Yankee Stadium. Three and 2 the count. So a payoff pitch is due Andrew.
One of the things that makes Kevin Brown so tough as a hitter, especially right-handed, is his ability to hide the baseball with that big turn he makes at the top of his windup.
High cheese, as the players say, and he got away with it. 2 down. Strikeout number 1 for Brown. Here's Chipper.
Just cut this one loose. It would have been ball 4, but when it's almost eyeball high, that looks like a good pitch to hit. Andrew couldn't lay off.
Chipper has a home run against Brown in his career, but he hasn't hit him that well. You see his numbers on the season. Pretty well hit into left field. Sheffield comes over, and in foul territory, he makes the catch, and the inning is over. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and no one left. We've played an inning. We're scoreless in Atlanta. Gary Sheffield will lead it off in the bottom of the, or rather in the top of the second inning. Sheffield hitting .319 for the year. We make it .349 for the year. 7 homers, 16 RBIs.
Pretty typical of him too, Skip, in the fact that he's got 22 hits. 10 of them are for extra bases, including those 7 homers.
Bobby Cox says he gets his bat through the strike zone quicker than anybody. Strike called, 0-1. Against Glavine, Sheffield is 10 of 39 with 4 home runs.
With respect to that swing he's got a lot of motion in his swing, a lot of waving the bat around, but he is really quick, very short stride.
High pop right side. Galarraga gives it a look, but he's out of room.
And I think one of the things the Braves try to do is negate some of that fastball hitting ability with a lot of off-speed stuff, and then Tommy's already thrown him a couple of change-ups and make sure they try to keep the ball off the plate for the most part outside. Another change-up coming.
Didn't miss by much. It's 2-2. The 2-2. Out of play again.
And that's what Tom's able to do to a hitter like Sheffield, who is so dangerous from the middle, really the middle inside 2/3 of the plate. He can go out around the ball and still hit it out of the ballpark. But even with 2 strikes, he's forcing Sheffield to reach for the ball a little bit on those changeups.
Gary really spreads out in that batter's box.
Yeah, but his first move, his step, is back to the plate.
He hit the daylights out of that ball. Chipper made the play. 1 out.
It'll be interesting to see the exact location of this pitch, because after all those pitches away, he gets something he can pull and hit it right at Chipper. They wanted to fool him inside, and no matter how much setup you've done away, this guy can turn on the ball.
Now Chipper has to stay out there the rest of the inning pretending like that didn't hurt.
Yeah, good point.
Here's Eric Karros off to a slow start. This is the first year I can remember. I haven't read anything about him being traded. All he does is drive in 100 runs a year very quietly. Two 2-0 the count. One out, nobody aboard. There's a strike right through there. 2-1.
He's also moved up near the top of the home run list in all-time Los Angeles Dodger lists.
He stands right on top of the plate. Veras has it. Karras is out. 2 down. He hit that ball sharply, but he's got nothing to show for it, and Glavine has set down 5 in a row.
This guy made a few headlines in the offseason, didn't he?
Yeah.
Signing as a 16-year-old, was it, or 15-year-old?
I think so. We have a shortstop who apparently we signed too early as well.
Beltre now 20 years old.
And off to a good start. Hitting .309.
There was some talk for a time that once it was discovered the Dodgers signed him early, that he would become a free agent. And I think that's probably what he and his agent wanted. He could have written a big ticket. A 20-year-old free agent is not very common with his numbers.
A 2-out walk. First base runner of the night for Los Angeles.
Number 9.
Here's Todd Hundley, who's having a much better year. Hitting over 300. 302 with 4 homers, 12 RBI.
He's been on a tear on this road trip. 2 of his 4 homers have come on this trip. He's 7 for 12 overall.
And 3 for 7 against Glavine in his career.
Speaking of 3 hits, yesterday they lost 1-0 to the Mets. He got all 3 of their hits. And he's a former Met.
His dad is now the Chicago Cubs analyst on their road games, as Steve Stone, with that valley fever, is resting up in Chicago. That, of course, is Randy Hundley.
When Todd hit the 41 homers in '96, it broke the all-time record for home runs by a catcher by Roy Campanella.
Good live fastball in there. It's 1-1.
Good idea. Beltre doesn't run that much, but he needs to know that Tommy will throw over there, and That's not Tom's best move, but it was enough to make him realize he's got to be careful if he's going to try to get a good jump and run.
Hundley hitting .364 right-handed. Too far in, 2-1. He's hitting .281 left-hand. 3 homers, 5 RBIs left-handed, 1 homer, 4 RBIs from the right side. Three and one. No score in the ball game. We are in the second.
Beltre showed how if you're patient and don't offer it those off-speed pitches from Glavine away, how you can get a count in your favor, and Hundley's done the same thing.
To the screen, full count.
The key is once you get the count in your favor, you got to make the most of that pitch you can hit, and Hundley just missed it. That'll drive you nuts.
With 2 out, the runner will be going from first. Kevin Elster is on deck. The payoff pitch. Here it is. Strike 3 called over the inside corner, inning over.
That cutter inside that Maddox has been trying to talk Tom into using for a couple of years, paying dividends again.
No hits, no runs, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second in a scoreless game.
No scores. We go to the bottom half of the second inning here at Turner Field. And Braves fans, the NBA playoffs continue on TNT tomorrow night with a doubleheader. At 8 o'clock Eastern, it's game 2 of the Toronto and New York series. Knicks lead that one 1-0, and then followed by game 2 of the Minnesota-Portland series. Portland up in that series. Then, as always, it's inside the NBA. It's that time of year in the NBA. Win or go home. Special studio guest. And inside the NBA will be Orlando Magic head coach Doc Rivers.
He shoots, he scores.
Doc going to get a lot of consideration for Coach of the Year, isn't
I
he?
would think so.
What a job he did. And what about the news on Lenny Wilkins?
Well, I was disappointed by it, but I'll bet you he latches himself off to another job in the NBA if he wants it. If not, he can put his feet up and clip coupons. $5 million a year is not too bad. Brian Jordan fouls away the first pitch from Brown. He is 7 out of 17 against him, a home run included. And he would like to get that first RBI of the year, just so people will quit talking about it. He's in the hole 0-2. Joe resplendent tonight in what appears to be a black TBS sweater.
It appears correct. It is black. You cold, buddy?
Bo Brummel. It is cold.
Are you? Game time temperature 61, but that wind's chilly. Thank you.
1-2 the count. Since I lost weight, I don't sweat as much. That's the flag. In case you wondered. I don't know what that had to do with anything, but there it is. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. Brown kicks and fires. A little chopper toward third. Tough play for Beltre, but it tails off foul. Still 1-2.
Kevin Brown signed with the Dodgers after being in San Diego for 7 years. This is the second year of his deal through 2005, and last year was a very good year for him in a Dodger uniform. See how he ranked through the National League in various categories, including strikeouts, where he's always up near the top.
They don't have money earned in there, but he was up near the top there too.
Yeah, he was.
That one bit Hundley.
That looked like that got all meat on his right arm or hand. It's even got it hidden. Oh, at the shoulder. It appeared to hit that little pad. It certainly didn't do enough to save him. But he got the shoulder.
He's ready to go. I got having a hard time concentrating tonight, Joe. My committee has first the pitch. Outside, they really seriously want me to run for Senator of New York.
What committee would that be, buddy?
The 2-2 pitch. Outside, it's 3-2. Some people who know I've never lived in New York in my life, and so I'm highly qualified.
Seems fashionable. Are you going to do it?
When we go up there, I'm going to be on a listening tour.
That'll be the day.
3-2 the count.
Can I come along just to watch you listen?
Sure. Be in every bar in Queens. Fly ball well hit right field, but Green is there. He's got it. 1 out.
Good at bat for Brian Jordan. It didn't result in a base hit, but he had a chance to see everything Kevin Brown throws and was able to put good wood on one.
I'll be running for the Mugwump party. Pizza on every table. At the corner, 0-1.
As you can probably tell, I'm a little hesitant to really find out where this is headed.
0-2. Well, my first campaign promise is to clean up the 7 train.
Feeling feisty tonight, are you?
Yeah. Stan Kasten's going to be my campaign chairman. Struck him out. Foul tip into the glove of Hundley. Stan's theory is anything to get me out of here.
I'm not sure you've got enough juice to get that done. Here's another one of those high fastballs. This one not quite as high as the one to Andrew Jones, but it was just as effective. At about 94.
Avi takes up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Base hit, center field. Avi was only 3 out of 17 against Brown coming in, but he hit a rope there.
Well, Brown kind of woke him up a little bit here coming to the plate. First pitch, a little up and in. Wasn't that close, but a little something to kind of open your eyes up a little bit. And then Brown comes back, and Javi's right on this one. Fastball out over the plate. First pitch up and in. The next pitch is right back at you.
88 on the bat speed there.
Got to get this guy going. 0 for his last 24.
Reggie down to 149.
Keep your head down, Reggie.
Walt Weiss is on deck, but there are 2 out in the inning. Fouled back a breaking ball. Had a good pitch to hit there.
The fortunate thing for Reggie right now is the patience of Bobby Cox, number 1, but also the fact that the ball club is playing well. That spot has not been an eyesore in terms of on the line, game on the line situations where he hasn't come through. They've been scoring enough runs to cover that up. And that's the opportunity that's good for Reggie.
1-2 now. Runner at first, 2 down. High pop, short right field. Green coming in. Grizzleanic going out. They almost collide, and Green makes the catch, and the inning is over. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, 1 left. And the 2, no score.
Scoreless as we go to the 3rd inning, and time to take a look at the Office Depot scoreboard. Giants are down in Florida. They lead 3-1. Sean Estes on the mound there for San Francisco. Colorado's taking a 4-3 lead over Montreal, who has a home run from Chris Widger. Arizona and Philadelphia going at it. Stinnett and Lee have already homered for the Diamondbacks. Pittsburgh leading San Diego. Mets over Cincinnati. Alfonso is homered there, and the Mets have won 8 in a row, trying to make it 9. Cubs have a 2-run homer from Ricky Gutierrez in the 1st inning. Milwaukee's at St. Louis, no score after a half inning. And as you check the American League scoreboard, Walker and Guzman have homered for Minnesota, and the Twins are playing good baseball.
Kevin Elster leads things off. He had a 3-home-run game earlier this year. He's hitting .279 with 5 homers. Much traveled shortstop, excellent defensive shortstop. His bat has normally been his problem, but not anymore. He missed a year last year.
Yeah, he sat out. And remember, a couple of years ago, he got off to that great start with the Pirates, and then got injured and missed the rest of the year.
Ground ball, foul past 3rd. 2-1 the count. That was his bat speed there. I guess we didn't get that one. 2-1 the count.
Good spot for that fastball.
Glavine trying to go 4-0. Long run for Brian Jordan in foul territory. He's got it. 1 down. Elster is retired, and Kevin Brown is the batter, and I bet he doesn't try to bunt. That's how he got hurt.
No, I don't expect to see him doing any drag bunting.
Despite the cool weather, he's got no long sleeve shirt on.
I never have seen him pitch with long sleeves on. It's like Mulholland. He's oblivious to whatever the temperature is.
Another Georgia Tech guy playing in the big leagues. Boy, they got a bunch of them.
You know what's great about his story to me is that coming out of Wilkinson County High School down near Macon.
That'll be easy. Who wants it? Weiss. 2 out.
He's a great story for a lot of kids in that he walked on at Georgia Tech. Didn't have a scholarship and worked his way into being an All-American and a 1st-round draft pick back in '88 by the Texas Rangers. I think he was the 4th pick overall in that draft, but was not a big-time recruit, let's say.
If I'm not mistaken, his high school coach called Georgia Tech and said, look, there's a kid here that nobody offered a scholarship to who can pitch at your level. And so they asked him to come out, and the rest is history.
Yeah, all he did was set a school record for wins and innings pitched and all kinds of other stuff while at Tech.
0-1 the count to Devon White.
You know, I think Ned Yost's son's going to be a lot like that. Ned Jr. is a kid who is kind of just now begun to fill out and realize how good a player he can be. He's a senior in high school. He's had to play behind a lot of good players, and now coming into his own, and was a late signee for the University of Georgia. Nobody was really beating the doors down to get him, but they were since January.
One and two, still the count. There's a lot of talent in that family. His sister is a terrific singer. We got to get her out to sing the anthem here one of these nights.
One of the Sunday afternoon kids specials.
High lazy pop, short right center field. Who wants it? Andrews got it. 1-2-3 inning for Glavine. We go to the bottom half of the third inning. No score in the ball game.
We go to the bottom of the third inning, still scoreless, and the final game of this homestand will come your way on Thursday on Turner South at 1 o'clock. That'll be Terry Mulholland against Chan Ho Park, and the game is at 1 o'clock Eastern time as the Braves and Dodgers hook up in the final game of this homestand. And keep in mind that Turner South, with the 35 games broadcast on Turner South this year, including the one on Thursday, for those of you that have been calling the Braves saying, hey, I can't get Turner South, I want to see the games, remember the Braves can't really help you there. What you've got to do is call your local cable operator and insist that they provide Turner South as an option to you.
Walt Weiss leads it off and takes a strike. Yeah, the Braves cannot do anything about it. TBS can't do anything about it. They are contractually obligated to televise 90 games, no more. They can't do any more. But your cable operator can if you are in the Turner South region. Ground ball to first. That should be easy. Karras will take it himself. One out.
That's too bad. Walt would rather have had that ball hit him in the foot. Get another swing. He's been on a good roll and is actually tied with Rafael Furcal for the best on base percentage on the team, and I doubt that anybody would have guessed that Walt is at that level here in the early going, but they're both averaging .447 in on base percentage, and that's terrific.
Halfway through spring training, you would have been happy if Rafael Furcal had that percentage at Greenville. By the way, Rudy Cianez is supposed to pitch in Greenville tonight.
He did. He started the game for him. I got a report he pitched an inning, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and had a strikeout. So we might see him here real soon.
Glavine takes low and away, 2-0. Three and 0 the count.
Tommy here. I think I might take 2.
Brown paws around the mound. Now he's ready. He doesn't mess around. He's taken one. 3-1 the count.
That was his 3-0 batting practice fastball. Just get it over for a strike, knowing he's taking it. Was 91.
This one 93.
Okay, so Tommy took 2. Now he can go to left.
That's what the Dodgers expect. He walked him. First walk of the night for Brown.
Boy, get well wishes to Nolan Ryan, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Double bypass surgery a few days ago after taking a walk with his wife Ruth. Had some chest pains and had to have some emergency surgery, so we hope he's resting comfortably.
Kilvio Vera singled his first time. started to swing, held up. Boy, that's Cincinnati really desperate for pitching. And they're losing again tonight, 4-1 in the fourth to the Mets.
I believe they're last in the National League in ERA. I'm going to double check that.
It's over 6. I know that.
They're third from the bottom. They're at 583. Houston's 6.06. That's a big surprise.
Yes, it is.
Cubs are dead last at 6.16.
That's not much of a surprise, unfortunately. 2-0 the count. We can't beat the Cubs, but everybody else can. 2-1 to Veras.
Chicago's record is 7-14 coming into play tonight. That includes a 3-game sweep of the Braves.
Throw to first, runner back. Where's that helicopter going? Or whatever it is. Ground ball deep short out there. Barely. Good play. Super play by Grizzlonic. Saved Elster in air.
Tried to just throw it from where he fielded it to make it quick with that little flip instead of getting a little more leverage on his throw. Almost pulls Grizzlonic off the bag. And you're right, a horrible feed that was a short hop, and Mark came up with it for the out. That's a good trade. Veras for Glavine, provided Kilvio doesn't get picked off again.
Andrew Jones, the batter.
Andrew had some good swings at Brown his first time around, even though he struck out. Very aggressive.
One ball, no strikes. We are scoreless. We're in the bottom of the third. Foul ball. Boy, did he rip it. Above the bullpen in left field.
You realize how quick you've got to be. Kevin Brown, first of all, went into his drop down sidearm mode, and Andrew didn't even flinch, and this ball was riding in on him, and he still hit it a ton. Boy, was that quick. Target was inside. Pitch was a ball too.
See Andrew sort of grimace there. He wishes he hadn't been quite so quick. The 1-1.
That's part of what Merv Retman's trying to get across to him, and I think has made some points with Andrew on this, is that if he's thinking about hitting the ball up the middle to right center, he's still so quick and strong inside. He's not going to get many pitches thrown by him in there.
Two balls and a strike. 94 on that one. That's going to reach the seats. Everybody over to look, including Brown, but it's about 4 rows back behind the dugout.
You really have to like the way Kevin Brown plays this game.
Oh boy.
He does not leave anything to chance. Tough competitor. Early in his career, maybe his own worst enemy. Fighting himself, temper tantrums, and angry when things didn't go right. He may have been able to learn to control that a little bit, but the fires still burn bright inside.
Right off the end of the bat. A lot of people are on him, laugh at him because of the money and the free airplane rides for his family and all that stuff. Well, he didn't put the gun to anybody's head and force them to give him all that money. You and I and most of us would jump on that deal.
How nice it must have been to have everybody fighting over him.
A 2-2. Did he go?
I thought the pitch was good. Forget whether he swung or not. Where's the pitch? That's pretty tough. I don't know how Andrew was able to stop.
Veras will go from first, hopefully not too soon. There he goes. They walked it.
Good at bat.
Sidearm pitch again inside.
I think most teams still think of Andrew Jones as kind of a free, wild swinger. He'll chase anything. He'll get himself in some holes. And sure, he'll still go after a few breaking balls down and away and look bad on occasion. But I think he has such a much better idea what he wants to do at the plate right now. And I think he's also learned his strike zone a little better. That his average is going to be that much better this year because he's going to increase his walks that had already gone up a lot last season.
Don't forget, it was he who walked to win the National League Championship for the Braves. Here's Chipper, 2 on, 2 out. Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Now remember, this is like spring training all over for him.
He had made 2 starts when he got hurt, and then sat out and missed 2 starts.
At the knees, inside corner. I don't know if Chipper was too sure about that. 1-1.
Well, you're never sure if you're kind of looking for the ball middle of the plate away and something comes down and in on you. Looks that much more inside.
There are your runners, and here's the pitch. Popped up. Beltre has got it, and the inning is over. So nothing doing in the third for Atlanta. No hits, no runs, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the 4th. No score in the ball game.
We go to the 4th inning. We're scoreless. Braves and Dodgers. Time for the Aflac trivia question. Which Hall of Famer batted .375 in 1924 yet finished second for the batting title by a whopping 49 points? We'll have the answer in the bottom half of the inning. 1924.
I think you got it right, Joe. Off the air.
Where were you broadcasting in 24 again?
I was not yet around. There's some folks who want to be on TBS and are. Mark Grzelcyk leads off the 4th inning. That Aflac commercial is a great one with the duck.
Terrific. Great timing.
Chopper to Chipper. 1 out.
He got Grzelcyk to do it again, Skip. Got him to chase a pitch out away from him again, and all he could do is beat it in the ground and roll it to third. Remember, he struck him out in the 1st inning on a changeup that was off the plate. Now he's got him lunging for that one.
Sean Green, the batter, with Gary Sheffield on deck. That'll give you nightmares if you're a pitcher.
This guy was on a very potent offensive ball club last year in Toronto. Carlos Delgado batting in front of him or behind him on any given day. That's pretty good protection. This guy put together quite a season. First in the league in total bases and doubles. And look at the number of runs scored. Not a bad year.
That's what it's all about, is runs scored. You stop and think about it. That's
scoring them and producing them.
Yeah. The rest of it's all meaningless.
What a season.
Got him.
That looked like a, I don't know if that was a cut fastball, if it was a slider, but it was certainly in a good spot. Hobby was off the plate. Might have been a little slider. And had him reaching. Boy, Tommy is sharp tonight. Get him a run and see what happens.
Here's Gary Sheffield. He's supposed to really be fast through the strike zone with the swing. See how fast he is. We got a little toy we got to play with here. 1 ball, no strikes. Into short center field. Andrew Jones comes on in a very easy inning for Tom Glavine. He pitched through the heart of the order in 1-2-3 fashion. Bottom of the 4th, no score.
Time for the answer to the Aflac trivia question. Tonight's question: which Hall of Famer batted .375 in 1924 but still finished second by 49 points? The answer is Zach Wheat of the Brooklyn Dodgers. He finished second to the great Rogers Hornsby in 1924. Hornsby hit .424.
That was for the Cardinals, I believe.
He must have been pretty good.
He never went to a movie because he thought it would hurt his eyes. Jordan pops up the first pitch into short right field. Green comes on. 1 pitch, 1 out.
He was a tough guy too.
Yeah, he was a mean old guy, they say.
Crusty.
He was the one when he was managing the Reds. He would walk just far when he wanted to change pitchers. He'd walk just far enough out of the dugout so they could see him in the bullpen, and he'd gesture to the pitcher out there, "You come in." Then he'd point to the guy on the mound and give him the take a hike. Then he'd turn around and sit down. Here's Andres. Fly ball, foul. He was a strikeout victim his first time. Speaking of the Dodgers, it's always great to visit with Vin Scully when he comes to town. The voice of the Brooklyn and the Los Angeles Dodgers. There he is, lo, these many years. Hall of Fame broadcaster there.
You know, his voice, his appearance, everything, it's a Dick Clark factor. You know, nothing changes.
Ground ball to short. Elster comes down Galarraga.
He still looks the same and sounds the same as he did the first spring I went to Dodgertown back in 1974.
Oh, what a set of pipes he has. Javi Lopez singled his first time, and he hits here with 2 out. Arizona leads the Phillies 4-2 tonight. Whoops.
Another up and in pitch. Remember that happened first time around, and then Javi hit the next pitch right back through the middle. But you know, I think people now pretty accustomed to Javi kind of falling across the plate and hitting that breaking ball to right center. That may be something that Kevin Brown's trying to establish, that I got to keep you off the plate. There's the slider away.
A ball and a strike. Boston is playing tonight, losing to Texas 2-1.
Good for them. They're having a game.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the stuff in Boston after they were rained out the 3rd day on Sunday?
1-2.
Boston had to go to Texas. The Indians had to go to Seattle, but they had a radar tower blow over at the airport in Boston. It was causing all kinds of plane delays leaving the airport.
Inning over.
Not much you can do on that at bat, Javi. He had your number.
No hits, no runs, no errors, and no one left. End of 4, no score. We go to the 5th inning here. Before we do, happy birthdays to Ed and Betty Berry in Knoxville, Tennessee. Their dad Wayne, a fine cameraman here in Atlanta. He says mom keeps her own scorecard and dad knows enough to stay out of her way during the game. Many happy returns.
And some information out in the press room tonight about the draft that will be coming up this year, the free agent draft. June 5th through the 7th. Florida Marlins have the first pick, but the Braves are in pretty good shape. They pick down near the bottom or at the bottom of the first round, but they get 2 picks right at the end of the round. One for losing Russ Springer to the Diamondbacks, and then their own pick in the 30th spot.
Eric Karras leads it off. He grounded out on his first trip. A little bit inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
But on top of that, they've got 5 of the first 51 picks overall. They've also got a couple of sandwich picks between the first and second round. So that's a good situation for the Braves.
It's unusual for them to be that high in the draft because of their great success. The 1-1. Grounded third, in between Hopper. Good play, Chipper. 1 out. Pete Van Wieren, Don Sutton will join you at the end of this half inning. Had a guy call in on the talk show from Clio, Alabama tonight.
Is that right?
And I asked him what kind of hairdo he had, and he claimed his was just like Don's.
No kidding. Must be something in the water.
We had to go down there and look.
Looked like Q-Tipville.
Wonder what the women look like. Swinging bunt, foul.
They've all got flat tops.
And this guy said it was really funny. He said every night he drives up and down Sutton Avenue.
How about that?
Takes him about 8 seconds. Don, so I told Don about it. He said that's the road that goes from the Piggly Wiggly to leading out of town. 0-2 the count. The 0-2 pitch.
Remember, he walked Beltre first time around, and Adrian didn't offer it any of the change-ups or any of the fastballs away. Now Tommy's got him where he wants him ahead in the count. Tried to get him to chase that 0-2 pitch. I'm going to try it again.
Oh, didn't miss by much.
But this is when it's really fun to watch Tom Glavine pitch, when he is just thread the needle with his changeup and fastball, putting it right where he wants it and just driving the hitters crazy.
Ground ball deep short, gets through. Weiss would have never thrown him out anyway. Beltre can really run. He has only 1 stolen base on the year. Here's Hundley.
Yeah, but they have their first hit.
Yeah, Dodgers have 1 hit, Braves 2. Hundley called out on strikes his first time. Boy's got a lot of room on the right side if he can steer one over that way. Right side of the infield. High and away, 1-0.
He had to be a little surprised when he struck out his first time around with that cut fastball in. Not used to seeing Glavine work in there, but that's been a very effective spot for Tom here in the beginning. In his first 4.5 starts.
2-0. The Giants lead Florida tonight 4-1 in the 6th.
Giants are a funny team. They're playing great on the road, and they're 0-5 at home.
Yeah. Boy, the way that John Henry, the owner of the Marlins, is talking, they might be going bye-bye here.
Oh, yeah.
Attendance is down. Pretty well hit into left center field, but Reggie's over there, and so is Andrew. Andrew calls for it, makes the catch, 2 down. Chris Guccione, the third base umpire, really hustled out there. 2 down. And Kevin Elster, the batter.
You've been talking about Galarraga's return at the age of 38 after sitting out a year. Elster is 35 after sitting out a year and having a very productive beginning to his season.
.87-mile-an-hour fastball outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
That season with the Pirates I referred to earlier was 97 when he broke his left wrist.
Weren't they just about to sign him to a long-term contract?
He was leading the team in home runs and RBIs when that happened. He actually did it, collided with Kurt Abbott running the bases.
1 ball, no strikes. One on one the count.
I like the way Greg Gibson calls strikes. He's doing a good job behind the plate.
He lets you know in a hurry, doesn't he?
He does. No hesitation.
He's a National League umpire, isn't he? Or was a National League umpire?
First trip to Turner Field for Tim Cheetah at first base and Chuck Merriweather, however. Unless Cheetah was working the World Series last year, which he may have done.
Strike 2, 1-2. Elster didn't think much of that. I'd like to get him here. Have the pitcher lead off the 6th. He thought it was low, and he might have been right.
Yeah, he might have been. But, you know, Tom has been on or around that corner all night long, and he finally got one to go his way. Right where Javi wanted it. He wanted that fastball off the plate outside, and that's where Tommy gave it to him.
Wonder how many times a night Bobby Cox takes his hat off. I think every pitch. Ground ball. Galarraga, great play. Can he make it? Yes, sir.
Unbelievable.
Inning over. Boy, the crowd's on their feet for him again. 1 hit, no runs. No errors, 1 left. Pete and Don come your way. No score in the ball game.
Bottom half of the 5th inning, and I guess the best description of this game, Don, would be truth in advertising. When you got Tom Glavine against Kevin Brown, this is what you expect.
2 of the most consistent pitchers over the last 8-10 years. 2 of the best competitors. 2 different styles of pitching. One thing that's maybe a little bit surprising for people to know is that the Dodgers are only one of 2 ball clubs that Tom Glavine has a below .500 record against. But we've seen games like this for Tom Glavine where it always seems to come down to 1 break. Both pitchers have benefited from some pretty darn good defensive play. How about the one by Galarraga to end the top of the 5th?
Great play there. When you got the lower third of the batting order coming up for Atlanta here in the bottom of the 5th. Reggie Sanders 0 for his last 25 now after fouling out to the right fielder Green his first time up, and down in the count here. 0-1, and that is still the pitch that he is having trouble with right now. That fastball a little bit above the belt.
Well, it looks like right now, Pete, it's anything above the belt. Sliders above the belt. The pitches that we've seen him hammer just a little off.
See if it stays in play for Hundley
or Kevin Brown.
Yeah, he's over there before the catcher or first baseman get over there for those foul balls. He sprints off the mound to get into foul territory in case his catcher or first baseman don't get there.
Well, that's the way he plays. When you watch him offensively, he slides to break up double plays. He pitches hard and aggressively. Watch him take off. Here he goes. Just in case the catcher or the first baseman forget what they're over there for.
You see very few pitchers over there when a ball comes down in foul territory. Nothing into the count on Reggie Sanders. Again, and we keep saying that because when you're in a slump like he's in, it's always 0-2. Always. Or it seems to be. In the air, right center field. Sean Green again. One gone. 5 in a row set down by Brown now since the walk to Andrew Jones. And Walt Weiss will be the batter. Weiss grounded out to first his first time up.
Be interesting to go back and check during this stretch and see how many fly balls off the bat of Reggie Sanders have gone to second or to right field. Because it really looks like that regardless of what he's trying to do, there's just some little something that's
slowing up that swing just a tad.
Yep, just enough so that he's not right on it.
He's just a little bit late and just a little bit under almost everything he's making contact with right now. First pitch to Walt Weiss is low. 1 ball, no strikes. No runs, 1 hit for the Dodgers. No runs, 2 hits for the Braves. Merv Rettenman, the Braves hitting coach.
Nice article today on Merv in the Journal-Constitution.
A lot of nice things to say about Merv by Walt Weiss.
Yes.
Who had Merv Rettenman as a hitting coach in the minor leagues and gave him a lot of credit for getting Weiss to the big leagues to begin with.
Weiss says hitting is not my strength. It's one of the things I have to work hard at. And he said Merv Rettenman knows me and gets inside my head. And he was really happy to see him come here.
3-0 the count now on Walt Weiss, who's off to a good start this year. He's hitting .333 at the moment.
Interesting in that article too about him. You know, a lot of hitting coaches and a lot of coaches want to be managers. Merv Rettenman does not want to manage. He just wants to be a coach.
On 4 straight, Walt Weiss draws the 3rd walk issued by Kevin Brown, and that'll bring up Tom Glavine, who had a walk his first time up. One thing to keep an eye on in this game on Kevin Brown will be how long he can go. What his durability factor will be after missing 2 weeks.
I think once you get in shape, though, Pete, and he is a guy that treats conditioning as intensely as he does everything else. Once you get in shape, 2 weeks is not going to take away from your endurance. He was doing all the other things that he normally would do to stay in shape.
Glavine, a bunt situation, takes low and away.
I think what I expected is out of him was what we're seeing a little bit. He doesn't have the command that he normally has. Normally he can paint the inside corner, paint the outside corner, and he doesn't walk 3 guys.
1 man gone. Two and 0. And Hundley out for a chat with Kevin Brown.
Kevin Brown may be one of those pitchers that has fewer chats than anybody else, too. He is so intense and so competitive. I think a trip to the mound with Kevin Brown is by invitation only.
I did notice it was a very short visit.
Yes, it was. Throw me a strike. I think we can get him out.
Here's the 2-0. And there's the bunt. Brown will field. Rizolanek will cover. Weiss down to second. 2 gone. It'll take a 2-out hit now from a guy who has gone 10 for 19 in his career against Kevin Brown. 1 for 2 tonight. Gilby Averis.
If you're a pitcher, your first thing you want to do is concentrate on get a strike, get the bunt down, field the ball. Watch how quickly Hundley lets him know where to go. See, a lot of times you'll come up. If you're the pitcher, you're concentrating on fielding, and you can't look all over the place, and it really helps you to make a better play, whether it's at first or second, if you have somebody doing like Hundley did, committing for you right away.
Barris, an infield single in the first. Reached on a force play in the third and takes ball 1. 7-game hitting streak now for Kilvio, and as we mentioned, 10 hits and 19 career at bats against Kevin Brown. I can't imagine there are many better performances than that against Brown and among current major leaguers. Into center field. He's got another one. Here comes Weiss around third. Here comes the throw by Devon White. He is safe, and the Braves take a 1-0 lead. Kilvio Veras strikes again. 2 for 3 tonight. 11 for 20. A .550 career batting average against Kevin Brown.
And when you're not scoring a lot of runs in the ball game and against a guy like Kevin Brown, you have to play ABC baseball. Get him on, bunt him over, get a pitch to handle, drive it up the middle. And so many of Kilvio Veras' hits against Brown have come out pitches up in the strike zone that he is lined to left center or to center. Up in the strike zone, back up the middle.
Only the third hit allowed tonight by Kevin Brown. Veras has 2 of them, and he has his 10th RBI of the year. So the Braves are on the board. 2 outs, runner at second for Andrew Jones, who has struck out and walked.
He is
pretty good numbers right there.
Mr. Clutch for the Braves this year.
Batting in the leadoff spot all but a couple of games this year, and he's third on the team in RBIs now. Only Galarraga and Chipper Jones have more. Now Andrew. Two and nothing. And you're right, his command is just not what it normally is.
Especially with the slider. Now, with a fastball, 2 fingers, cross seams, you don't. The third and fourth fingers probably wouldn't come into play that much. But when you go to off-speed pitches and the ball has to set on those fingers, the little finger and the ring finger
are actually glued together. They've actually got some kind of bonding compound to keep the pressure off that little finger when he pitches. To give it a cushion. I'd never heard of anybody pitching like that before.
No, but they had to force him to go on the disabled list. I mean, he argued saying, no, I can pitch.
He really only can use the index finger and the middle finger in his pitching hand. The other 2 are, see, they're glued together. Some kind of a bonding compound to keep the little finger from flailing around out there when he throws the ball.
It won't hurt the fastball. It's the other pitches that he's going to have a little problems controlling.
2-2 the count on Andrew Jones. 2 men gone, 1 run in. Braves have taken the lead.
First time in his career he was on the disabled list. He's a gamer.
It's full now, 3-2 on Andrew.
And if you're sitting in the dugout and you do a little deductive reasoning, you think he's going to have trouble with his off-speed stuff. You can almost gear for number 1. You can gear for the fastball. If he gets the others over, you just kind of give it to him. But you can almost go up there every at bat saying, I'm going to look for something hard to swing at.
Rolled towards short. Almost got the runner. Elster. Big stretch, and holding the bag was Karros, and that'll do it. So Karros saves further trouble in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Kilvio Veras, the hero, an RBI single to give the Braves a 1-0 lead.
Sixth inning, time for our Budweiser game summary. It's a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Braves. It has been the trio of Brown, Glavine, and Veras who have provided all the excitement tonight. Glavine working on a 3-hitter. Working on a 1-hitter, Brown on a 3-hitter. Both have pitched very well, but it's Veras 2 out of 3. 2 of the hits of 3 Braves hits, and an RBI, the only run in the game. And Beltre, the only guy able to get anything going off Glavine. 1-0 Braves. That's our Budweiser game summary.
Kevin Brown popped to short his first time up. Leads off here in the 6th inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Strange year so far. Only 3 or 4 weeks into the season. The games either seem to be 11-9 or 1-0. Dodgers scored 36 runs in a 3-game series in Cincinnati over the weekend. Shut out by the Mets yesterday, and shut out so far by the Braves tonight.
And some of those shutout games, this is one you could expect to be a shutout one way or the other. But some of those games are being pitched by people who were given up for dead.
1-2 the count. Cal Eldred had a gem pitching for the White Sox, and he's a pitcher who's always been prone to give up more hits than innings pitched. Allowed only 2 hits in his last start yesterday. Broken bat. That had to feel good. Weiss throws him out. There's really no way you can avoid using those last 2 fingers on your right hand when you're batting. 1 out in the 6th. And Devon White will be the hitter. White is fly to right and fly to center.
And here's a guy that seems to have to reprove himself every year, doesn't he?
And you wonder why when you look at his career.
Well, he plays with such ease and gracefulness that I think it's mistaken for nonchalant. And also, he has been places a number of times where I think they need somebody to point a finger at, and because of his style of play, it makes it much easier. But he is a heck of a ball player, career at about 265 hitter, and a good defensive outfielder.
2-0 on Devon White with 1 out and the bases empty here in the top of the 6th inning.
Averages 15, 18 home runs a year, and has made some of the best defensive plays I've ever seen made. That's a pretty good career.
Closing in on 200 career homers, closing in on 800 career RBIs. And he's hitting the leadoff spot a lot. 2 gone. As Glavine throws him out, and that'll bring up Mark Grizzolanek, who has struck out and grounded out to third.
Last 3 outs recorded by Tom Glavine. A complete change of pace from the way the night has gone for him. Tonight's been one of those nights where he's been getting pop-ups and fly ball outs.
He was talking about that after either his last start or after 2 starts ago, about how he's gotten to the point in his career where he has to make changes midway through a game. Can't approach it the same way every time up as he was able to do when he was younger.
Boy, being able to do that has sure made a change for Terry Mulholland in his last 2 outings. Terry just revamped his whole philosophy of pitching, from pitching inside and then occasionally outside. He's gone away and now occasionally inside, and he's given the Braves 2 great outings.
But if you remember Tom Glavine early in his career, he very rarely, if ever, came inside.
Right.
And it's gotten to be gradually a little bit more and more and more, especially first couple times around the order. Then he might go back to pitching away again after he's shown those hitters that inside fastball.
Well, so many hitters were going up there and taking the inside half of the plate out of play and saying he's not going to come in, to heck with him. They were expanding the strike zone another 6 inches beyond where it is. So he might paint the outside corner and it'd be in the middle of where they were looking for the ball. The way you counteract that is just what he's done. Come inside early, show him inside, and he has enough giddy up that he can get on your thumbs. 8 fly ball outs tonight. Half of the ground ball outs coming from the last 3 hitters.
2-2 now on Grizzolanek. That's the way pitchers stick around in this game. You have to make adjustments.
You either adjust or they call you coach.
2-2 on the ground towards short. Stayed primarily away from the hitters in that inning and got him 1, 2, 3 on 3 ground ball outs. We go to the bottom half of the 6th.
Bottom of the 6th inning in a pitcher's duel. We want to remind you that premiering next month on the Superstation, Bill Murray gets involved in a case of mistaken identity as he stars in The Man Who Knew Too Little. It's a world broadcast premiere, and it's Sunday, May 7th, and we have it for you on the Superstation.
1-0 Braves. We go to the bottom half of inning 6. Chipper Jones, Brian Jordan, Andres Galarraga against Kevin Brown. Chipper 0 for 2. He's fouled out both times up, once to the left fielder, once to the third baseman.
He's a guy that can benefit from the fact that Kevin Brown is having a little problem with his off-speed stuff. The times we've seen Chipper Jones have a little bit of a problem, it's when they've been able to throw breaking stuff in on him and change speeds on him. With Kevin Brown, he can say, okay, I'm going to look for something hard to drive.
2-0. Braves trying to win their 8th straight game despite the fact that Chipper's had kind of a quiet bat this homestand, just 5 out of 24. There's a drive deep left field toward that corner. Sheffield goes back, looks up. It is a fair ball into the corner. Chipper Jones on his way to second. Here's the throw. He'll be in standing. Well, for the 3rd straight at bat, Chipper Jones going the other way, this time deep enough, and it just stayed fair.
I'm not sure if everybody didn't think this was going to go foul. There's that fastball away. Watch Sheffield. The ball hits in the corner. He comes up, takes a look, and then throws in, and it was still fairly close.
Look, I think Chipper thought it was going to go foul. He had slowed down a little bit. That's hit number 4 off Kevin Brown.
There's a hitter taking advantage of the fact going to get the hard stuff.
And now Brian Jordan, he's 0 for 2, a couple of flyouts to right, still looking for his first RBI of the year. He's in a little bit of a mini slump right now, 0 for his last 11.
Brian Jordan is a hitter that, though he were in a slump, he will try to, if he makes an out, he'll try to make it a productive out. Get to another fly ball to right or get a grounder to the right side to get Chipper Jones over to third.
And instead grounds one to short, and Chipper's in no man's land. Beltre throwing back to second, and the tag is applied. So a break for the Dodgers there as Chipper Jones got caught too far off the bag at second, couldn't get back, had nowhere to go. Dodgers almost misplayed that.
Sure did. I think you're so geared if you're a runner at going at the crack of the bat that he just instinctively ran. Elster almost threw it away, and then Beltre threw it back with Chipper Jones blocking the second baseman's view. Twice they had opportunities to botch this. There's a little lazy throw. Now Chipper is right in the line. That's a good job by Grizzolanek of not getting distracted and making the play, and that's a good break for the Dodgers and a bad one for the Braves.
Jordan at first now, 1 out for Galarraga, who has struck out and grounded out to short. And he's behind in the count, 0-1. Little tap to the left side. Beltre across the first. He had no chance for a play at second. So now a runner at second and 2 outs for Javi Lopez. Lopez, a single and a strikeout.
I'm not too sure Javi Lopez wouldn't like to see Kevin Brown more able to throw off-speed stuff because he's a good slider hitter. Brown now, if he doesn't have his good slider, is really going to try to throw it off the plate. Javi's prone to chase off the plate.
Well, Brown will not give in to Javi Lopez this at bat. He's got a base open, and he's got a guy in a deep slump in the on-deck circle in Reggie Sanders.
0 for 26 back there.
He goes after him on the first one, gets ahead in the count 0-1. If he falls behind in the count,
that's not where he meant to throw that pitch either.
Here's the 0-1. Got him to chase one out of the strike zone. Grizzolanek over to first. So Kevin Brown gets out of it after giving up the leadoff double. We head to the 7th inning, still 1-0 Atlanta. First of a 3-game series between the Braves and Dodgers. It's been all pitching tonight. Tom Glavine against Kevin Brown. 1 hit for the Dodgers, 4 hits for the Braves. Atlanta with a 1-0 lead. Sean Green, Gary Sheffield, Eric Karras due up here in the 7th. Tom Glavine going for his 4th win and trying to even his career mark against the Dodgers. Randy Johnson, the only pitcher in the National League right now with 4 wins, and he's pitching tonight with a 10-2 lead. So it looks like number 5 is going to be quite easy to attain for Randy Johnson tonight. Not much production from any other spot but one in the Dodger order the last 2 days after 36 runs in 3 games against the Reds.
15 consecutive innings of being shut out. I don't know, the pitching, this might be setting a tone for this 3-game series. They're going with their fine young pitcher Eric Gagne, and then Chan-Ho Park, and then you got Millwood tomorrow for the Braves, and Terry Mulholland, who's on a streak of good outings. This could be a low-scoring series.
Sean Green has flied to left and struck out. Braves going for their 8th win in a row. The Dodgers 3-1 on their current road trip and 9-4 on the road overall for the year. They haven't played many home games yet. Only 5 games at home so far. There's a drive in the left center field. That's going to drop in for probably more than one all the way to the wall. Green on his way to second. Andrew Jones gets the throw back. And it's a leadoff double for Sean Green. Hit number 2 off Tom Glavine.
And double number 8 for Sean Green. And he can hit you some homers, but that's his style of hitting. Line drive over short, line drive over second. Glavine has been pitching him away. He's committed to going out and getting an outside pitch. Hand stayed back. Just drives it right out there.
Runner at second, nobody out. Gary Sheffield is lined out to third, flied out to center. And even a hitter with the power and the RBI capability of a Gary Sheffield in a game like this, trying to move that runner over to third on that swing.
I think he's really matured as a player. He's taken a lot of responsibility on this ball club.
Here comes the 0-1. Just missed outside.
And you have to be strong to go through all of the contortions he does with the bat and still get the bat to the ball.
Two and 1.
Strategy is always being plotted in the dugout.
Punched foul down the right side and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sheffield, a batting champion back in 1992 with the San Diego Padres at .330 that year.
What's his career batting average coming into this year?
.290.
How many strikeouts to walks?
757 walks coming into this season. 550 strikeouts.
For a guy as big and as strong as he is, that's an amazing ratio. You expect those numbers from a Wally Joyner, a Mark Grace, or a line drive type hitter. Those are impressive.
Got him inside. There's Glavine coming inside with that fastball. After pitching him away 4 straight times, he came inside and got him.
Saved it for the right time, and one of the things Tom Glavine is doing better this year is when he pulls out that punch-out weapon, he's hitting with it. Right there. Now that's a wasted pitch if you miss way inside and you don't get the strike because there's no place else to go. But boy, when he's come in there more often than not, I'll bet you 80% of the time this year he's hit the spot and got the strike or got it out.
One away. Eric Karros, the hitter,
Big
has
out.
grounded out twice. Sharply hit left field. It's going to be a base hit. Sean Green had to hold up, see if anybody had a chance to make a play on that ball in the infield. So he only gets as far as third. But they're at the corners now, first and third with 1 out for Adrian Beltre, who has walked and singled. His single in the 5th inning was the first hit allowed by Tom Glavine tonight. It came with 1 out. Well, Beltre has grounded into more double plays this year than any other Dodger.
And struck out over 100 times last year, so you got a couple of possibilities.
Ball one. Toward third, Chipper Jones to second. This time the double play. It happens again for Adrian Beltre, and it gets Tom Glavine out of a mess in the seventh. Still 1-0 Braves. Bottom half of inning 7, 1-0 Braves leading it. And it'll be the lower third of the order, beginning with Reggie Sanders, who would give anything for any kind of a bleeder of any kind right now, just to get him out of this 0 for 26 skid he's in. He's flied to right twice tonight. Once fair, once foul.
Sometimes that's the kind of hit it takes to get you out of this. A broken bat where you're standing there with splinters in your hand, and a looper just out of the reach of somebody.
0-2 again. He has been 0-2 every time up tonight.
And he probably feels like he's been 0-2 for 26 straight times up. If you read the article in today's Journal-Constitution, that is a relationship there that has really developed since spring training. Andrew Jones and Merv Retman, and Andrew has really benefited from Retman's teaching. And he tries to make it simple. I mean, he doesn't give you $500 word answers. Just try to keep it simple.
One ball, 2 strikes to Reggie. Got off to a slow start last year too, but a little better than what's been happening for him this April. Late again. See, that's what's happening to him. You get in on his fist like that, and everything that he's been swinging at, if he's making contact late, and everything is being fouled away or hit in the air to the right side of the infield or outfield.
And it's not just the fastballs in on his fist. It's anything above the belt. And I think the only person around agonizing as much as he is the guy we've been showing you, Merv Retman.
A 1-2.
You know, the one thing he hasn't done too much, Pete, is chase pitches out of the strike zone, but they really haven't had to go there to get him out. You've seen so many pitchers just come with the fastball, and he's been hitting fly balls.
Again, the 1-2. 2-2.
One thing you don't want to do is hit a guy who's in an 0 for 26 slump.
Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Merv Retman, one who believes that a long at bat like this, when you foul off a lot of 2-strike pitches, can sometimes be just the thing to get you out of a slump, because you're seeing every pitch that the pitcher has 2 or 3 times during the at bat. See if it works here for Reggie Sanders. Nope, there's a fly ball to right field again. Same pitch, same spot, same result. 1 down. And the batter will be Walt Weiss. Weiss has grounded out to first and walked, came around to score the only run of the game back in the 5th inning.
Probably the last inning worked for Kevin Brown.
Shallow left field. Let's see if anybody can get to this one. Nobody can. Base hit. Reggie Sanders must be watching that and saying, you got to be kidding me.
How do you do that?
I've been a little late, hit little fly balls the other way, and somebody's always there to catch him.
And Walt Weiss gets hit right on the fist and drops a topspin lob right on the knuckles. He's upset.
Winds up being a base hit. And the batter will be Tom Glavine. The same situation in the 7th inning. Yeah, see?
That's all you can do.
You can't take it to heart too much.
You just keep grinding and keep grinding.
You know he's too good a player to keep it up too much longer. He's certainly proven that in his career. Tom Glavine, same situation back in the 5th inning. With Weiss at first and 1 out, bunted him down to 2nd.
You know you're struggling when you start going to pitchers and talking to them about it.
About hitting.
Yeah. Now Trinidad Hubbard, that's different. But John Burkett.
I tell you what, you go to John Burkett for help on your hitting.
That's struggling. What is he?
Like
95?
He might be over 100, but not by much. There's the 1-0.
Oh, you know the old story about anytime a ball club is struggling or anything's going wrong, your best answers always come from elevator operators and cab drivers.
Well, you watch one of these games, and it won't be long now. Reggie Sanders is going to go out there and go about 4 for 5 and drive in about 4 runs. 3-0 now on Tom Glavine.
Well, he's walked him once and got behind him.
That's a little better.
Yeah.
3-0 on Glavine.
And that's a conversation that is not unusual to see on winning ball clubs either. When a guy is struggling, that conversation will take place more than once.
3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out on Glavine.
Other ball clubs, it seems like where they don't win, you see the game over and 25 cabs pull up. That's not the way it is when you win.
Gets the bunt down. Brown directed the throw to first, does, and gets Glavine down to 2nd. Weiss, 2 outs. Davy Johnson coming out.
Brown may have turned his ankle, or he went after that very slowly. Hamstring, Achilles, or ankle. Keep an eye on it. The bunt is off the front of the plate. Brown turns quickly.
Right there. Before he ever broke toward the ball. When he landed.
Once he got set, he couldn't go any further to grab the ball. He had to lean way over and reach for it.
It was when he was landing.
If you're going to come get him, though, you better bring a forklift and an armed guard. Let's see if we can take a look and watch what happens. It's the right foot there. Twisted it. See if he hits right where the grass and the clay join on the mound. No, looked like he caught his spike in the clay. If he had to take a step, there's no way he could have thrown him out.
Well, David Johnson said, let's see you throw a couple. You know he's fighting to stay in there. He hates to come out of a game. He'll try one more here. It's his landing. No, it's his right foot, not his landing foot.
It's a push off, but he follows through. That a lot of pitchers don't put the same pressure on their push foot as they do on their landing foot, except in his delivery, he puts his weight on a leg twice. Land on the left, come across, and land on the right. There it is. Looked like he caught the back left spike of his right foot and rolled it over.
Well, after a couple of warm-up tosses, he says he's all right. And here's that situation again. 2 outs, a runner at 2nd for Kilvio Veras. But back in the 5th inning, single in the game's only run. He's 2 for 3 tonight. 11 for 20 lifetime off Kevin Brown.
And
Play
he takes cuts at Brown that we don't see other people take. I mean, just almost like I know what's coming.
2 men out here in the 7th.
Good Tuesday night crowd.
35,046 on hand. 35,046. Inside corner. 0-2. Now their bullpen is showing some activity. Matt Hergis was up earlier, is starting to throw again.
Well, Brown is the 3rd hitter up in the top of the 8, so see that swing? He's just, it's almost like there's something tipping off the pitches to Kilby O'Veras. He just doesn't take an awkward swing against Kevin Brown, or he hasn't tonight. Two strikes. I'd be surprised if they don't go a little unconventional here. He's got some pitches to play with. And he's coming right at him.
Still 0-2.
Watch as he plants. Now the follow through will bring his right leg over. That's where he lands, and he's just flexing it a little bit. A little modified Jim Bunning delivery. Remember him?
Oh yeah.
He wore out a glove landing on it.
The 0-2 again to Veras. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
See, they're not throwing Kilby O'Veras any off-speed pitches.
And pitching him up too. Everything has been felt higher above.
And that's the pitch he's just guided into the outfield.
1-2. Came down and in that time and missed. 2-2. Did he go? No.
That's the pitch he wanted him to commit on. That's the first good breaking ball he's thrown him. It was a good spot for a 2-strike pitch. He might have gotten a different result if it had been 0-2.
Full count, 3-2 with 2 outs on Kilby O'Veras. There's your runner at second, Walt Weiss. Veras up over 300 now with his 2-for-3 performance tonight. He's at 302 for the year. Remember the slow start he got off to? 7-game hitting streak has put him up over 300. And a payoff pitch to him is grounded foul. Once again a 3-2 to Kilby O'Veras. Brown wins the battle this time. And to make a lot of good pitches. But finally got him his 4th strikeout. Braves leave a runner at second to go to the 8th. Still 1-0 Atlanta.
Baltimore with a 6-run 3rd inning leads the White Sox. Tampa Bay and Kansas City going at it. Jermaine Dye a home run. Boston and Texas in a pitching duel. Everything else coming up a little bit later on. If you want to keep up with those scores and those of the games coming up later on, get some in-depth analysis, log on to CNNSI.com. It's Sports Illustrated at CNN Speed.
Todd Hundley has struck out and fly to center. We're in the 8th inning. It's 1-0 Atlanta. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hundley. Elster on deck, then Brown's spot, and we'll see who hits third. Looks like it might be Dave Hansen.
Doesn't matter if you're lefty or righty with Hansen. He is a good pinch hitter.
1-1. Didn't miss by much. 2-1. Kerry Lichtenberg on the left of your screen. Mike Remlinger on the right of your screens. We start the 8th inning. Couple of swings that Hundley's taken this at bat, trying to go the other way against Glavine. 2-2.
Well, that's what he was doing in the 2nd inning too.
Getting to play now against both lefties and righties. He's been primarily platooned and playing only against right-handed pitching for much of his career. He went. And again, Glavine coming inside to get him. 5 strikeouts, 1 out in the 8th.
That time with the breaking ball, he's come inside with the fastball. And Hundley recognized the breaking ball, thought it was going to come too far inside, but he had already committed. Well, he is just not missing when he takes a shot at an inside strike.
1 gone. Now Kevin Elster, who has fouled out to right and grounded out to first. It's Geronimo Baroa who's come out on deck. In the air to right field, but Jordan has it measured 2 away.
I mean, you were talking earlier about the adjustments that Tom Glavine has made. First 4 innings, only 2 groundouts. Everything else flyouts and strikeouts. Look how he has adjusted as the game has gone along. Since the 4th inning, 7 groundouts, only 2 flyouts and 2 more strikeouts. That's balanced.
The veteran Baroa, who began his major league career with the Braves. Now a Dodger. Two now. With Atlanta 1989 and parts of 1990. 2-0 pitch. Ball 3. Three and 1 now in Baroa. Most of his major league career spent over in the American League. The Dodgers kept a lot of non-roster players, didn't they? In spring training. Baroa was a non-roster player this spring. Kevin Elster, a non-roster player this spring. Chad Kruger, the catcher, a non-roster player this spring. He made the ball club.
The Elster story is one that's amazing.
3-2 on Baroa. Pinch hitting for Brown here in the 8th. Well, he's gone away, away, away. Has he got him set up for one of those fastballs inner half?
You know, the way he's approaching it, I don't think so. I think Baroa is a guy he can let get himself out. A mistake inside can cost you 1, but you don't want it. Guess I'm wrong.
Got him again inside. 6 strikeouts for Glavine. 1, 2, 3 in the 8th inning for the Dodgers. Bottom half of the 8th inning, the Dodgers happy that Kevin Brown is back. He gave him 7 strong innings tonight, allowing only a run, 5 hits, walked 3, struck out 4. Now Matt Hergis, who had a long road through the minor leagues to get here, but now he's here and pitching well. He hasn't given up a run and only 4 hits in 12 innings of work out of the Dodger bullpen. He signed with the Dodgers all the way back in 1992 as a free agent. He was undrafted and labored in their minor league system all the way until late last year when he was called up. Out of Champaign, Illinois, and Illinois State University.
You can ask him just about anything you want to about Albuquerque and San Antonio. He knows them both well.
30 years old and his first full season in the major leagues. Andrew Jones drops it into left center field. See if he'll try for 2. He will. Here's the throw to second. Andrew beats it easily. A leadoff double and an 0-2 pitch. Hit number 6 for Atlanta.
One of the things you're taught is when you get 2 strikes, if you're going with a curveball, bounce it. That one just came up there about letter high, begging to be hit.
Only the second double of the year for Andrew. And here's Chipper Jones now. He has hit the ball to the left side 3 times, fouled out twice, doubled into the left field corner once. See if he tries to pull it to get Andrew over. Up in the air to left again. Deep this time though. Sheffield back, makes a nice running catch on the track. Andrew Jones scampering back to second. 1 gone. Runner still at second. Brian Jordan will be the batter, still looking for that first RBI of the year.
Out away from him. They're staying out there, and he's reaching out and driving it a long way. But I am really surprised more teams haven't shifted their defense, and I think we will see them do it more and more and start playing him like a right-handed pull hitter.
Here's Jordan now. He's fly to right twice. Reached on a fielder's choice. Breaking ball strike outside corner.
Burgess is one of those good examples, Pete, and we talk about it often, where baseball people recognize something. Sure, it took him a little while, but he's only had 1 year where he kind of lit things up, and that was 96 with a good earned run average. Other times it's been 8, 5, 4, but they see something about him, and somebody's able to recognize his ability to do what he's doing here this year.
0-2. A lot of breaking balls from him. First time we've seen him.
He has a good curveball, but he's going to have a tendency to get hurt with it because he throws it upstairs. He throws it uphill. If you watch, he drops down a little bit, and the ball has to start uphill before it comes down. Contrast that to Kevin Millwood. His curveball, he starts up high and starts it downhill.
Here's the 0-2. Struck out Jordan.
Good fastball. Good sinking fastball.
2 outs. They've got a good note in their media guide about Matt Hergis. It's something that you don't think about that often when you're talking about guys with long minor league careers, as you watch him again throw strike 3 to Brian Jordan. He signed with the Dodgers in 1992, and until he made it to the Dodgers last year, he had seen 35 different teammates from the various teams he had played on make it to the major leagues. And believe me, if you've never been through the minor league experience, you're always happy for that teammate when he gets that call to the major leagues, but you're always in the back of your mind wondering, will I ever get that call? 0-1 in Galarraga, 0 for 3. And usually when you do after that long, you think it's a joke. You think somebody's pulling your leg. 2 outs, runner at second, 1-0 Atlanta. John Rocker up in the Atlanta bullpen. We'll see if he comes on to pitch the 9th or if they let Tom Glavine go out there and try to finish the job. 0-1 to Galarraga. Good stop by Hundley.
See the difference in that curveball now than the others? Got up on top of that one and started it downhill.
One and one. Just missed the inside corner. Here's the 2-1 now to Galarraga, and he hits it high in the air along the line and right. Sean Green coming over and crosses into foul territory for the 3rd out. So Hergis still has not allowed a run this year. He has pitched in 8 games. He has worked 13 consecutive scoreless innings out of the Dodger bullpen. Well, Well, as Tom Glavine came out of the dugout to take the mound to start the ninth inning, got a standing ovation from this crowd. That's a little unusual to see a starting pitcher get a standing ovation for coming out to start the ninth.
Well, it's done so infrequently now, and I think the fans have a way of letting you know what they like, and I think that they're showing an appreciation and letting you know they like to see starting pitchers try to go 9.
He has 18 career shutouts, the last one back in 1998. And Devon White will lead off the ninth inning. He is 0 for 3. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0. One ball, 1 strike. Dodgers got to be wondering how you can go from being as hot as they were with the bat in Cincinnati, where they averaged 12 runs a game, to being in a position where they could possibly lose 1-0 games 2 days in a row.
When you look at that lineup, you've done something when you shut out that lineup. They have some firepower in it.
Here's the 1-1. Just missed. Straightaway center, Andrew Jones. A little bit of a late jump. Diving try. Made the catch. Andrew Jones. Out number 1.
Tom Glavine is waiting for him to turn around so he can tip the cap to him. He got a little bit of a late start. It's been a while since he put a couple of more reels into his highlight film. Good play. And I like what Glavine did as he's going back to his position. Glavine waited behind the mound and waited till Andrew turned around, gave him a little tip of the hat. Nice play.
1 away. Here's Grizzolanek, who is struck out, grounded out to third, grounded out to short. One out in the ninth. Just missed. Couple of finals. Montreal beat Colorado 10-4. Arizona behind Randy Johnson beating the Phillies 10-2.
Boy, what a start Randy Johnson's off to.
3-0. Probably in a position where he's out of the game if he allows a base runner here. Most managers don't like to see their starting pitcher after an effort like this put in a position where they might lose the game.
Right.
3-0. Called a strike in the outside corner. 3-1. Grizzolanek not too sure about that call.
If Javi Lopez is behind the plate, then that's a strike. Put another one out there and make him put it in play.
Well, now 3-2, and again he has stayed away. And Grizzolanek, do you dare come inside one more time? Three and two. Nope, he's going to stay out there. Fly ball right. Brian Jordan back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. 2 down.
He got the changeup up, but because his motion was so good and he killed the speed on it, he was able to take the sting out of Grizzolanik's bat. That's probably a location that if it had been a fastball, he'd have been able to drive it. But Grizzolanek a little out on his front foot. And the fact that he had movement and change of speeds killed the sting in his bat.
Glavine 1 out away from his 19th career shutout. Sean Green has flied to left, struck out, and doubled. On a play, 0-1. Braves 1 out away from their 8th straight win.
His tempo, his demeanor hasn't changed a bit from the first pitch of the ballgame.
The 0-1 to Sean Green. It's even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I love it that the fans are into it, and they are appreciating the effort, and they're encouraging him to grind it and to get the shutout. A 1-0 shutout is something special if you're a pitcher.
1-1. Breaking ball. 1-2. Well, all 3 of his shutouts in 1998. The last time he pitched one came on the road. So the folks here at home haven't had a chance to see this in a couple of years. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs on Sean Green.
Boy, is he making good pitches. Sometime when you're a pitcher like Glavine, fatigue, if there is fatigue, will affect your location this stage of the game more than it will your velocity, because you're not worried about the velocity.
Here's the 1-2. That evens at 2-2. Braves have had 1 shutout this year. It came on opening day against the Colorado Rockies. Greg Maddux got the win in that one. Mike Remlinger got the save. Glavine trying for the first complete game shutout by a Braves pitcher this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Got it. Tom Glavine with a brilliant 3-hit shutout, and the Braves have won 8 in a row.
Glavine has been masterful tonight, getting his 7th shutout. There was really only 1 threat to him, and that came in the 7th inning. Tom Glavine is our AutoZone player of the game. Congratulations. Win number 191. Here's a look at his 7 strikeouts. Fine effort by Tom Glavine, and a fine effort by Javi Lopez, too. He kept Glavine going and right in sync the whole time. He's our AutoZone player of the game. Braves win it 1-0. We'll be back after this.